that thing tell on your nose.
No, it's not bleeding.
Okay.
Okay.
Now when it start back bleeding, don't say nothing.
Okay. Okay. So today we're going to interpret 5 vocab words, okay? So we're gonna see how they like shape a sentence or shape the meaning of a sentence. So like when you're using these words, how does it shape it? How does it change it? And how does it shift that sentence to be something else? So these are our 5 words: is solution, evaporation, territory, exploration, and bamboozle. So those are our 5 words. So first I'm going to say them, and then let's see like what, have you ever heard that word? And if so, where have you heard that word? Like maybe at school, or in a certain classroom, or maybe at home, or maybe hanging out with friends. Are you good? Okay. Okay, so your first word is solution. So let's think, where have we heard this word before, if we have heard it?
I don't know.
Where have we heard the word solution? Have you ever heard that word?
Science.
In science, okay. So we've heard that in science, okay. And then let's see, exploration. Have we heard that word before?
I think in Dr. class.
Okay. So you've maybe heard it in English, maybe reading a book, you've heard it. What about the word bamboozle?
You just.
Have you ever heard it in a sentence, or anybody ever say it? Okay. So that's one that maybe we haven't heard. What about evaporation? Have we ever
I
heard
think it is through class.
in science. Okay. So we might have heard it in there. And then the word territory. Have we heard that word before?
No.
No. Okay.
Wait, I think in vocabulary.
And maybe in a vocabulary class. Okay. So how do you think that words can like change a sentence? Like if we added solution in a sentence, how do you think it could change the meaning of a sentence? You don't know? Okay, so we're gonna find that out today. So we have our anchor chart with our words, and we also have some flashcards that we made with our words, which is evaporation, territory, exploration, bamboozle, solution, Okay, so our first word we're going to do is solution from our anchor chart, which means, would you like to read it? Yeah, okay. Which means a type of homogeneous mixture where one substance dissolves in another, okay? So it's kind of like when we're putting salt in water. It becomes a solution because it's mixed together and it becomes a substance that dissolves in a liquid. So solution is spelled S-O-L-U-T-I-O-N. Would you like to write it too?
Solution.
Solution. Just write that word.
You freaking me out.
Okay, here you go. We're not going to write all the words. So, we're going to write a sentence with this word. So, solution. It means a type of a homogeneous mixture where one substance dissolves in another. Okay? So, like when a solid dissolves into a liquid. So, we can say like salt and water. What's another thing that could dissolve in water? What do you put in water that dissolves in water?
Evaporation.
Yeah. It is something that would be in your brain, okay? Like something you already know. What can I add to water and know that it will dissolve? I'll give you 3 things. A rock. Can a rock dissolve in water? No. Can sugar dissolve in water? Yeah. So that would be a So we can write when I put what in water? Sugar in water.
It dissolves.
It dissolves, which makes it a what?
Solution.
Which makes it a solution. So where's our vocabulary word in the sentence? Good job. Okay. So that is how we're going to use these words. You know how it changed the sentence? So when I put sugar in water, it dissolves. But then we added, which makes it a solution. So it's adding a whole new, interpretation of the sentence, okay? We changed maybe the meaning or the tone of that sentence by using that word. Okay, now we're gonna collaborate together. No, we gotta do all the words. So let's do.
We gotta do all the words.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You literally got it on camera.
Okay. Let's do you want to do which word? I'm gonna let you choose. You ready? Evaporation. Okay. Evaporation. Where do you think you've heard that word before? Can't remember.
I really just said science.
Okay, science. Okay, so this is the process of a liquid
Wait,
changing
was
into
this
a gas.
science? Did I say it?
I know you said science for that one, but I wasn't sure about this one. Okay, so the process of a liquid changing to a gas. So evaporation, an example of
Yeah,
evaporation is when your mom is cooking on the stove and she puts a boiler of water on the stove and she turns the heat on and that water evaporates. Do you know the steam that comes off of food?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's evaporation. That's changing a liquid into a gas. Okay, so it's kind of like this. This is our liquid. It's just water, okay? Evaporation is when that water becomes a gas, okay? Does that make sense? So, let's write a sentence about evaporation. What kind of sentence would you like to write? Let's think about it first. So, what is evaporation?
Something that turns to a liquid, to a gas.
Yes, good job. So, we could say when my mom's making mac and cheese, the water evaporates, or when have you ever had ramen noodles? Do you ever cook
Yes,
ramen
I
noodles?
love it. Just had that last.
Period. Okay, so
With hot sauce.
slay, I love that. Okay, so when you are heating them up, do you know the steam that comes off? That's the water evaporating.
I don't watch it.
You don't watch it. That's okay. So you can say when I eat noodles, the water evaporates.
Okay, I guess.
Okay, go ahead. Or you could say something else. It's all up to you.
I did it.
It's okay.
After we do these, we do.
Then we have to do a graphic organizing.
When I eat noodles. What else?
What evaporates from
Water.
the water? Okay, so when we're writing a sentence, we always capitalize I when it's by itself, okay? It's okay. Good job on the punctuation. That was good.
There's not a punctuation, there's a period.
I know that's a punctuation. A period is a punctuation. Okay,
A
so
punctuation mark is this.
that's an X.
And this is a question mark.
Yeah, that is a question mark.
And this is a comma.
Good job. What's a semicolon?
I don't know.
It's okay. Okay, when I eat noodles, the water evaporates. Good job.
Good.
Okay.
Flavors.
Okay, let's do. You want to do that one? Will you read the definition? for me?
Territory.
That's the word. Good job. Territory. What's the definition?
An area of land that is owned and governed by a country but is not a state.
Okay.
Give to me.
So, don't write the definition.
Why?
How? Because we already wrote it. We're trying to use this word in a sentence. So, it's a piece of land that's owned by a country but isn't a state. So, you remember when we were learning about the Louisiana Purchase? Louisiana was a territory, okay? So how could we write about that?
I don't know.
What was the territory?
The Louisiana Purchase.
So you could say,
Okay, I would say-
like the United
Okay,
States. That's pretty good. Look at you. You know how to spell Louisiana.
Girl, I'm not slow.
Girl, that's a hard word.
No, it's not.
It is.
You must can't spell it, this one.
No, I can spell it. Okay. So, is or was? Was this in the past or is this happening right now?
In the past.
So, what would you change is to?
Oh my god.
What would you change is to? It's in the past. No, that's like happening right now. It is. In the past would be the Louisiana Purchase.
Oh, word.
It was.
I'm gonna get some water.
Okay, can we wait 1 second? Okay. So the Louisiana Purchase was a territory that the United States purchased. Good job.
Can you do the last two? I need 3 of them.
Okay. Exploration.
Look good.
Will you read the definition and I'll try to.
Traveling through an unfamiliar area to learn about it.
Okay. Where is a place that you've never been to?
Every place.
Have you ever been to the beach?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever been to New York City?
No.
Okay. So, let's say you want to go to New York City one day and you want to go see what it's all about and you've never been there before. That's how you would use this word, is you would have a day of exploration. So let's say the student
My purse smell just like my mama cough.
The student spent a day of exploration
I hit this curtain all the way down here.
in New York City. Okay,
Miss Joy,
yes.
guess what time I woke up? 6:52. That's why I came late.
Okay,
I was gonna have to check in
yeah.
because I was gonna go back to sleep.
Yeah, that's valid. Okay, well, I'm glad you
Because I
got
was
here on time.
sleepy.
Yeah, I feel you. Will you underline the vocabulary word and tell me what that word means? Do you remember what that word means?
Some
just-
dog. Unfamiliar area.
So, like, going somewhere you've never been to learn about it. So, like, when you go to New York City, since you've never been before, you would go and you would learn about it and you would explore. Okay? Okay, our last word is bamboozle, which means to trick or deceive or coerce somebody, usually in a playful or a sneaky way. So, do you and your friends ever, like, trick each other sometimes?
Yes.
Okay, so that's when you could use this word. So like, ooh, I just bamboozled you because I made you eat mayonnaise instead of yogurt. Okay, so what's a trick that we could play on a friend? A sneaky trick.
I don't know.
You don't have any sneaky tricks up your sleeve?
No.
None? Ooh, I do.
Well, right.
Okay. So, put it up. Put it up. Do you want it?
Come on, write it. I'm finna put it up.
Okay, thank you. Okay, bamboozle. So,
Oh, we need
she
the 840.
bamboozled me by putting a cat in the classroom.
On my head. No, on my head.
On my head. On my head. Good job.
I should have put it on your head.
I think I would have screamed.
And make it put it on your
I
head.
can't believe she brought that cat into the classroom this morning.
She did she did Monday.
Okay, so now we're going to do this, or you're going to do this graphic organizer. So you can write your name at the top. And you are going to write a sentence for each of our vocabulary words.
Why would you delete them?
We didn't delete them.
Yes, you did.
can-
You literally just erased
I
it.
erased them. I didn't delete it. Which I guess, I mean, you kind of did delete it. So that's a good way to put that.
Yeah.
But you still have the definitions. And so you are going to write a sentence using, and while you do that,
I forgot what homogeneous is.
like something that changes and it's paired together. But you don't really have to know that word for that definition. So like for that you would say like when salt dissolves into water or when a substance dissolves into another substance.
Was it you did yesterday? No. Okay, don't mind how I write it. you staring at me? I hate when people stare at me.
I'm sorry.
It creep me out.
That's valid.
We got a quick check today.
Keep going.
Whatever, run for short.
Got one left. You can do it. You can make that sentence short. Subject, verb. As long as you're using the vocabulary word. Great job. Everybody, this is great.
Am I done now?
Solution, almost. Process of elimination.
This is
Okay,
boring.
great job. This is not boring.
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, next one's gonna be so fun that you don't even know what to do. I'm sorry. Sometimes when I write too long, it hurts. I get you. Okay, so we interpreted how many vocab words? 5. So we interpreted them, we understood them, and we were able to explain how they shape the meaning or tone of a sentence, right? When we wrote it in a sentence, it might have changed the way that that sentence's tone was displayed, or maybe the meaning of the sentence when you added that. Like when we added solution into that sentence, you're like, whoa, like that totally changed the tone of that sentence. And like also, you're gonna sound more educated when you're using different vocabulary words that maybe some other people don't use when they're talking, right? So like if I ever came up to you and was like, the evaporation from those noodles is astronomical. That sounds so smart, right? Like if somebody says that. So expanding your vocabulary is going to help you in the future, especially in a job or anywhere else, and being able to shape a sentence. Like when we're writing in 6th or 7th grade, you're going to be able to use these words and change the tone. Okay, let's go over the words and then we're done, okay?
Solution, evaporation, evaporation, territory, bamboozle.
Okay, I'm going to point at one and you've got to use it in a sentence. Oh, yes. Yes, you can. I know you can. Okay. Bamboozle. Can we think about what it meant?
To trick
Uh-huh.
someone.
Yeah, it was to trick somebody. So how can we use it in a sentence?
Oh my god. I literally just said
This is your last thing. Use it in a sentence. Use
that's
that
all the word I
word.
gotta do.
Uh-huh. And then you're done, girl.
To trick.
Okay, so use the word bamboozle. That's the definition. We gotta use it in a sentence.
To trick
Bamboozle.
someone.
Bamboozle.
I just said it. Twice.
Bamboozle. Who bamboozled? How did somebody bamboozle you?
I tricked someone.
How?
So my friend did.
What did he do?
Oh my god.
You gotta do it. Or I'm gonna go bamboozle.
Huh?
I said I'm gonna go bamboozle Thomas.
Why?
If you
You
don't
don't
tell
say
me.
nothing to him.
Okay.
Okay.
So tell me, how could you bamboozle somebody?
My friend for the prank on me.
What prank? You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me.
My friend
You got it.
pulled a prank on me in
Uh-huh.
class, and she hid my pencil. Something
Okay.
like that.
And she what?
Oh my god.
When she did that, what is it called?
Bamboozle.
She bamboozled you.
Period. Clock it.
I'm proud of you. Freeze. Freeze.